Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to whatever the fuck this is. First things first, yes, I'm a sellout. I have a code. I'm not gonna mention it, really. I'm just bringing it up because it's there or whatever. But the only time I'll mention it is if I get like a new one, and I'll probably just add it to the screen. I don't know. I might do like some design or some bullshit. But for now, it's just Apex. That's my code. You can use it. You cannot use it. I don't care. It's there. It's gonna be there. But whatever. Regardless. So I got a couple things I want to talk about. First thing, or second thing, I guess, but is some more payouts. I think last time I showed was up to like 561 here. So I requested like these four, and I requested some three accounts. My Fund of Futures, $1,200. I don't feel like flipping through the other accounts because it's gonna show my account information and shit, and I don't feel like doing that. So 3,600 with my Fund of Futures. Or let me tell you. So the last week that just went by, I took out $5,808. That's between 3,600 and my Fund of Futures, and then whatever's left in Apex. And then last week I took out $6,828. Some of that was shown in my last video, but yeah. So $6,828 last week, or 2 weeks ago, and then the week that just went by was, what did I say? 5,808. So what is that, like 11, 12,000? And also now I have the option, which I thought about it. I'm not going to do, but I can request out of. I'll go to the PA charts. I'm gonna have to blur this, but so here's all the accounts. I can request all these accounts are like 3,200, 3,400. There's 8 of them. I can request. It would be, what was the number? I had it on my calculator. I did it beforehand. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Here it is. 10,870. That's what I'd be able to request right now if I were to withdraw. I think I can withdraw into the buffer now, but I would just withdraw back to 52,100. So I could request another like almost 11K. So that would be like 22,000 or something like that in the past 3 weeks, which is pretty cool. But I'm not going to. I know you might call me retarded because you'd be like, oh, take the money you can. But at this point, I want a max payout, and there's a couple accounts like this 2,500. There's a couple like 2,500 ones. If I make like an extra like $600, I'll be able to request like 1,000 from some of those, and then I'll be able to request like 2,000 or like max payout from those 8 accounts. So it'll be like right around like 20K payout if I can just have like $600 Green Day this, or like a $600 week or whatever, Green Week. So that's the plan. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, we plug along to the next week and hope it works. But yeah, that's just an update on my accounts. I still have the My Fund of Future accounts that I took $1,200 out on, and or the 3,600 between the 3. They're a little bit lower. I'm okay if I blow those ones. Those ones are more of like flip ones. I have Take Profit Trader accounts and Alpha Future accounts that are still in the eval stages, just trying to pass them as I'm just like copy trading them. And yeah, that's it for accounts. And I said I want to start making videos like weekly, maybe doing like some recaps. I don't know if it is going to be a weekly thing or what. And I don't really want to do trade recaps. I think they're boring, but I just have a general idea. I think the name of this title will be something along the lines of like, so it's going to be something along the lines of greed and FOMO is hindsight. Or not greed and FOMO. Something along the lines of greed and fear are hindsight. And that's kind of what I want to show with like a couple of trades that happened this week. So I made like, what did I make? I made like 11, 12 points this week, not including some break evens that I like dragged up for a couple points just to get like $100 days or $50 days, but I don't count those. I just count that as break even. But I had I had 2 winning days, Monday and Tuesday, and then I had a losing trade Thursday, and Wednesday and Friday were break even days. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about for hindsight, whether it's greed or fear or whatever, and you can only tell in hindsight because it's like, so I sit here, so my stop loss was 54 points. I actually sized down to 5 micros, which is the first time I've ever done that because I wanted to actually have my stop at this high, and volume was really high on Friday. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do half the market, which I wish I didn't in hindsight, but because I would have went 60 ticks or 60 points and it would have got me. But regardless, I made the decision that I'm like, all right, I want my stop here. I'm going to size down to 5 micros, and that means I can have a 60-point stop. And if it hits 60-point stop, then I'd lose my $600, and that'd be the end of the day. So I did that, and so my 1-to-1 is 54 points, which is what here. So what have got me on this wick down here? My target was here, just from like this consolidation here. I took this flag in like the 5 minute. I thought it was a retrace back to go lower. That was the reason. Regardless, it doesn't really matter the reason, right? I have my strategy. Everybody has their strategy, but it's more the risk management that I'm struggling with, or not struggling, but just going back and forth on. And so I'm like, okay, it hit my 1-to-1, and I want to get a 1-to-1, and then, but I'm like, oh, I also want to hold to my target, and then, but I'm also, when this happened, it took this out. The 15-minute range is like somewhere around here, right? 15-minute opening range. It broke it on this candle, right? So what? I use the 15-minute opening range, so yeah, it would be like right here. So we break it like on this candle. I was thinking about going break even, or dragging my stop below this or above this candle here, and it would have been like a $300 day or something like that. And I just struggle on whether to hold or whether to not. I ended up getting break even here, and then it would have stopped me out, and then it ended up going to my idea later. But I'm struggling between the balance of like break evens or cutting trades that before they hit the target. It's just, I don't know exactly what to do, because sometimes I feel like people get caught in the idea that the objective of trading is to, like, they forget that the objective of trading is to make money. Like, my stats, but everything is so nuanced, and I think the only thing that gives you an edge is your discretion. So I think you should be able to close when you think you should. And like here, I was really like, man, I should be capitalizing on this move. And then I let it come all the way back, and I just throw away $300. And the same thing happened. What day was it? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, I believe. It hit my target. So my stop here, I put my stop first, and then my target's based off of it. So I'm like, all right, I want a 23-point stop loss. So I did a 23-point take profit, even though my target was these London highs here. So it's like, this is my target. It hits it for, what is that? 17 points. So instead, now I'm stubborn, and I go, oh, but I want a 1-to-1, and then I don't get it. I get stop break even, and now I don't get anything. I miss out on 17 points. What is that? That's $340 or something like that, right? Yeah. It's like $340. So it's like, all right, I miss out on $340 here. I miss out on like $300 and something on Friday. And I mean, if you say that, just looking at that, I mean, that's max payout I'd be having. And it's like, I know it's like not by the book to do it, because I'm like, well, I have my target, but it's like, and like this one, it's like, well, my target was here, but now I'm going for the 1-to-1, so then I'm doing the whole risk to reward thing. God, I feel like this video is all over the place. But this is just what's been going through my head. And I was beating myself up over the weekend of like how especially on Friday, because you trade Friday and then you don't make any money when you're up 60 points on a trade, and you sit there and you just think about it over the weekend, and that's kind of the case. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but that's just something that's going through my mind. And people are like, oh, but they only call it fear if you close early and it ends up hitting your take profit, or they only call it greed if you want to hold to here and then it reverses before it gets there. That's why I call it hindsight, because that's what it always seems the case. Because it's like, oh, well, I should have held to my target, but it's like, well, I should have actually closed here where it hit this target, which I guess that is kind of my real target, so maybe that's contradictory, but more this one. But regardless, it's just slippery. So this was just a loser I had. Maybe I might as well just show all the trades if you're still here. It's been like fucking 10 minutes or something. Feels like a long video and all over the place. But I took this long here. The idea for this, I know I normally like to short below the VWAP, and I did think we were going to go lower. I thought we were just needed to retrace more. What was this, Thursday? I feel like I'm rushing this, but at this point, if you're here, you're here. So I'm just going to go slow now. But so the idea was we were going to retrace here before we came back, because that's exactly what we did like the week prior. This is on the 5-minute, but like normally we have a big push down. I still want to short, but I was like, oh, I'll play the retrace back to then go lower, because that's what I should have done last week. I remember it looked exactly like one day, and I'm like, man, let me try it again. this was it here. We had the pushback. We made the flag. I don't want to flip back over to the 1 minute because then it's gonna fuck up. It's gonna bring it back to like present day. But it was like nice bull flag on the 1 minute, bouncing off the EMA to go higher to pull back to the 5 minute to then continue. Or this didn't really continue lower. It tried to make another leg lower, but like that's what I thought was gonna happen. We had a big move down, make a flag, push higher up to that. So that was the reason I took that trade, even though it was like against the trend. And I normally am like a big trend trader. Okay, I got interrupted there. God, I don't even remember where I was at. I feel like I was all over the place in that video and jumping around this video and jumping around. But I don't know if I start showing my trades, I might cut it. I don't know. But I'm just gonna. I'll go over my trades quick for the week, just because it's like a weekly recap type of thing. I don't know if I'm always gonna do it or what, but I'll give just a quick run through of my trades for the week. So Monday I won. I took this 15-point short. I just thought we were bearish because we were below the EMA. Once we broke the low, retested, and then ended up, or not retested. I don't know. It's fucking hard to explain. I feel like it's like more nuanced or whatever. I would flip through the time frames too, but basically we're bearish below this. We came down, made a low, came back up, probably retested like the 5 minute EMA or something like that, and then broke lower. And it dumped so quickly I didn't even get to change my take profit, so it only gave me 15 points, but it's whatever. Tuesday, I took this one. I took a break even here, come up below the VWAP, come up, retest, come back, break below this low, try it. I went break even once we took out this low. Target was this first low here, like London. And then so once we took out this, I went break even, got stopped. And then again, I think on like the 2 minute, we broke below a candle low. So I got back in here. I don't know. I'm like so bad at explaining this just because, I don't know. I talk more through it on my streams, but because I can like flip through the time frame, but I don't want to flip through the time frame because it always drags you back to the beginning. But I didn't end up holding all the way to it. I ended up closing here on like the push back up because I wanted to see, there was so many lows we could have ran that even though this was my initial target, I didn't put my take profit I think I put my take profit like all the way down here. I was just going to try to manage it, but once it started to reverse, I just got out. So realistically, I missed out on a couple points, not many, like 2 points, because I closed it here instead of here, but whatever. Wednesday, this was a bad trade I made a trade I made where I had fucked up because the target was London high, but it wasn't a 1-to-1. Same thing, above the VWAP, make a flag, retest, push higher, break above candle highs. Looks like we're gonna go. But yeah, so we took this out, but I ended up going break even because I didn't get my 1-to-1 even though my target was hit. So that was a bad mistake on my part. Jesus. Thursday was my losing trade. Yeah, trying to catch the retrace back in to retest like the 5 minute EMA that was up here to then potentially go lower, but we didn't. So we broke up here, trapped, full stop out, 27 points. And then, Friday? Yeah, Friday was, I was trying to catch a long back up, but I didn't get a good flag because we did pull back to like the 5 minute. Like I wanted to do the day before, and the one I showed earlier that we did, but I couldn't get anything, and then we started rejecting on like the 5 minute. We made like this low on the 5 minute, and then came back, and then broke below it, and I thought it looked good, and then caught like 60 points because volume was so high, but ended up going break even like a loser. But I guess if I never went break even, I would have been stopped out, but I think I could have capitalized on some points here, but I know that was all over the place. Sorry, I don't even know if that's going in or what. I might put it in if you guys like it. Let me know, or maybe I can actually like slow it down and go a little bit more into depth about it, like strategy wise. Like, cause I don't really do any strategy videos on here, but it's more just like psychology and updates. But I don't know. It depends if you guys want it or like it or anything. I can, and that was like a bad version of it because I was just trying to run through it, and I feel like I already said some of the stuff earlier like, because I got distracted and had to come back to this video. So, um, but yeah, so hopefully I make $600 this week and I can take out a 20K payout by the end of the week. That's the goal. But I don't know. That's about it. That's all I got. Take care. Have a good week. See ya.